name is back.
Ding ding when I get up and I'm back. Are we starting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. This is me.
Go ahead, Gilbert.
Alright, everyone. Welcome back to episode
1.2.
This is one.
Episode 1.
Season 3.
Season 3.
Episode 1.
This is episode 1.
Part 2,
Today's
Electric Boogaloo.
topic. Sucking your own wiener. Does it feel more like
What?
sucking a dick or more like getting your dick sucked?
I think a little bit of both, isn't it?
I don't know.
I've heard that it's like
Why don't you try?
you're sucking a dick.
What?
I've heard.
You've
I've
heard?
heard.
You've heard?
But
Are you sure?
don't you have to take off like a rib or something?
No, that's a myth.
That's a myth?
Yeah, you can just.
That's a myth. Watch.
Hector was able to perfect it. Remember he sent us that video of him? He was like, this is what training at the gym is all like. And he was able to bend his fucking
I don't
dick up
remember
into his
that.
mouth. Yeah,
What?
I still have a screenshot.
He
of
was
it.
able to flex. He didn't put his dick in his mouth.
I seen a picture of a dude doing that though. But he had like a foot long. So he was like, check me out.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I read a lot of Reddit, and that was like a today I fucked up, and the guy was like, he just started dating the girl, and he was like, check this out.
Let me show you how it's done,
and he
man.
laid down and he put his dick in his mouth. I would have laughed.
Impressive.
Personally, I would have laughed. That girl's a prude.
Yeah, kind of.
What a dick.
Any talents? Yeah.
I gotta put this down.
Alright, let's get into the actual first topic. We're gonna be talking about you know the whole Facebook event?
Hold up. First of all, we're actually back this time. It's not no preview, no nothing. The boys are.
Hey, remember what you
official-
said about not cutting people off?
Oh, you cut him off.
Whoa.
But the king of cutting
Exactly.
off is getting cut off.
Yeah.
so
You
it's
hear this
okay.
guy? Oh, okay, yeah, that's a trigger. That's a trigger.
Unreal.
Come on, guys. That's a trigger.
Anyways, fucking back.
We're fucking back, boys.
Season 3,
We're back and better.
unofficial season, because
3.
we just stop and start and
But we're officially back. We're
We're
gonna
like-
stay back, especially now that
Having bad sex. Stop
What?
and start.
What do you-
Stop and start.
stop it.
Like, what are you talking
that's
about?
normal stuff for me.
But yeah, we're finally back, especially now your boys finally made it on all podcast platforms.
Oh,
We're,
yeah.
we're still awaiting a couple, but hopefully by the time this episode's out, we'll be on all. We'll still be on YouTube. We'll be on everything. We're still working on getting a new intro for YouTube. We're still working on the details. We're ironing them out. We're getting new mics. So just stick with us. Probably 2 episodes from now, we'll probably be good to record.
They're getting
Good.
new mics.
I'll
Wait.
share it with you.
But yeah, we're back. We're back and better.
Yeah, and we're on iTunes,
Boys are back in town.
Spotify,
Boys are back in town.
iTunes, Spotify.
We're on everything.
Yeah,
We're just a couple. We just need a couple more.
yeah, wherever you listen to podcasts, we're there.
You shaking the mic, motherfucker.
It's okay. It's not gonna make enough noise.
All right, but yeah.
Anger.
But
This is actually a podcast about how to handle anger. We're
shut the fuck up.
Today we're gonna talk about the latest meme, Area 51.
the raid boys, the 500,000 people that have pledged to Naruto Run, all the way in because apparently Naruto running can outrun bullets.
I just want to let you guys know right now that I am the leader.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How far is that sign from Area 51?
Which sense?
Because you have to like.
Oh,
you have
the
to-
no trespassing
You have to
sign?
go to a place, and
And
then you have to
then-
go somewhere, and then you have to go more.
I don't know.
I don't know, but
I
someone
think-
took pictures of the base and was like, "We gotta go." Like they made an actual plan. So they're like, "All right, we need Kevin's to drink the
Oh,
monsters,
yeah.
and they gain plus 10
They're like,
berserk."
all the
on them."
waves, we want you on top of the mountain. All the Karen moms, we want you at
We want all the
all the
incels in
Naruto
front,
runners in the front, like all that shit.
all the incels on the right side.
all the incels on the right,
But yeah,
all the
like-
MGTOW dudes on the left.
But did you guys hear about the dude who actually created it? Like he's scared
Yeah,
for people.
he's scared. I'd be scared too.
Yeah, because it's obviously a joke.
Yeah, and
But
then
some
like,
people
are
are
like,
gonna-
"Yeah, we're gonna fucking do it."
When is
The
it
crazy
happening?
people?
'Cause-
September 20th.
Yeah, 'cause I wonder if
2019.
anyone's actually gonna show up and
I
get
feel,
killed.
I feel like probably like a couple, like 100 people will show up, but just to be like, we showed up. You know what I mean? But if they're fucking actually stupid enough to trespass, then
All right, I'm showing up. So
I'm sure.
Because like, they have like, what does the sign say? Something about like
once you pass a certain point, it's like
You're fucked.
you
shot.
have no rights. They
Yeah.
have the right to
The fucking
To
straight
blast.
blast your ass.
blast you on the spot.
On spot.
They will drone strike you.
Damn.
I think that's what people were talking. Yeah, people. Somebody was talking about that. They're like,
They don't gotta leave their base.
they did the Cinderella thing because it was just like, oh, 500,000 people show up and it was Alakazam, Alakazam, and there's a little thing and it's a fucking drone.
Like,
strike.
how fast do you think they'll get wiped down? You think they get mowed
Fuck
down?
yeah.
First
Like,
of all, they're not gonna kill that many people.
Honestly,
No.
I think they
or they
will.
would like.
No, they're not gonna kill that many
They
people.
would do like.
They'll pepper spray a
Pepper spray.
motherfucker.
Yeah, it might
No,
be.
they'll
Or,
probably rubber bullets.
or
like,
no,
something like
a
that.
lot of people are saying like barricades and like a lot of streets are gonna be blocked off and all this shit.
Mm.
Cause all the hotels are booked for like that weekend.
Oh
Really?
my
For
god.
like for
Wow.
like that week, the week of that thing.
Fuck.
You know,
all the
it'd be
hotels
cool
are,
if
are fucking
oh,
booked.
sorry.
No, that's fine. No, go ahead.
Ah.
Okay.
It's
I
okay.
was gonna say it'd be cool if, like, I guess
Yeah.
they're not gonna make it in there. Sorry, jeez.
Cut off kings.
Like,
at
let's
their
say
best.
if you know, nothing's gonna happen at Area 51, obviously, but maybe there's people probably planning like parties, like Area 51 party, September 21st.
I'll go to one of those.
Meet me
Area
at meet me in
51.
Nevada. I bet you that's gonna happen.
Probably. I wouldn't
Check
be
me out. I got this new thing.
What if
Aliens
some-
like to put it up their nose.
What?
It's coke.
Basically.
I'm done.
What if like, because it's an internet thing. What if some crazy
it's me.
fucker goes and
There's
fucking
always
shoots it
There's
up?
always the crazy people.
Well, you never
Yeah.
know. That probably will
Like
happen.
shows up to all the people because
Oh, they'll like how what happened at the hotel shooting thing, the Mandalay one. How it said it was kind of staged. Like I feel like they'll be like, oh, mass shooting, but I feel
I
like,
remember
we're
you
not gonna
were
talk about
Yeah.
Mr. Conspiracy
Oh,
Theory.
Oh yeah, I
Alex
found like
Jones.
all right. We'll get
I
it.
found all the things.
We'll have a conspiracy theory episode. We won't touch too much on it, but I can tell you this: Carlos will be prepared.
Well, guys,
for
Alex
that
Jones
episode.
just walked in.
Alex
Alex
They're turning the
Jones.
frogs
Oh,
gay.
shit. Yo, Alex Jones has a feel to get fired.
Hypocrisy.
All right, Alex Jones. See you later, dude.
But Area 51, dude. What is a month from now? 2 months from now.
technically. I guess.
Let's see what goes down
Yeah.
because
I'm be looking at the live streams from home.
people,
I'm
a
be-
bunch of Twitch
All
streamers,
right, just
like
just off the
I'm
off
gonna
the
be
like
rooting.
just off the like
Record.
if it would just I guess imagination. What if some aliens do come?
when we find aliens at Area
Yeah,
51.
what
Then
would
shit,
your
then we
reaction
fuck.
to that be?
Shit, I'd be hella
It's,
surprised.
yeah.
That meme.
I'd be scared.
Right?
Why?
We just started
Aliens are
thinking
real.
like I know they're real.
I
Like,
know
well,
there's something
Yeah,
out
right.
there,
There's
but-
Hey,
something
Mom, there's
beyond us,
something
but
in the back room.
like if you actually see one on TV or something.
Shit
like
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I probably,
right,
I
it's
probably
like-
would shit myself
I-
to be honest.
I thought I saw like a fleet. I'm gonna call them
Uh-huh.
because like it was like. So my favorite conspiracy theory is thunderstorms follow UFOs because they change the atmosphere when they come in.
What the
Oh.
fuck?
So they change the pressure and they create like thunderstorms in the. Because there was like this like it was a picture of a UFO, and like
Behind
just, like behind it was like the thunderstorm, and like that's the thing with them. They change the pressure and the atmosphere and all that. So like
That's
Wow.
fucking scary, dude.
so that's my like and it was raining fucking hard that day, and I look off to like where the freeway is from home.
Yeah.
And like I saw like all these blinking lights, and I was like, no, I freaked the fuck out. My heart stopped. I was like, oh, I gotta go home because I was at Starbucks, and I left. But then I was like, oh, they could have been seagulls,
Yeah.
like flapping their wings.
But no, I think the one time that really tripped us out was Carlos's uncle.
What's that?
What?
His butt cheeks are rose.
What? No, nothing. I'm just
Talking.
He's contacting the mothership. Real funny.
No, but
That's a new
I remember
language.
like the one thing that had to do with UFOs was it was me, Carlos, and I think Dante were hanging out. It was like late at night, and his uncle's on the phone, and his uncle's like, "Hey, yo, come here real quick." So we're like, "What?" And he goes, "Tell me I'm not tripping balls." And he's like, he points up, he goes, "What the fuck is that?" And it's just a fucking red ass, like bright ass red circle, just going in circles. And that shit just dips. And then I was like, I gotta
I'm
go.
high.
I was fucking tripping balls, dude. I was like, what the fuck?
That's when it's the scariest is
When you actually
when someone's telling you and you're like,
'Cause
you're a
you know-
dumbass, and then you go and you see yourself and you're like, oh
shit.
It's like you're not the only one
Yeah.
who saw it.
yeah. Because if you're the only one, it's like I probably saw something. I'm crazy.
Yeah,
But when two people see something,
It's
it's
even
like
scarier.
yeah, it's like oh
Have you guys heard of Bob Lazar? He's he supposedly worked at like not at Area 51, but like
Wait.
at a base,
Near?
like a couple base,
Oh,
like
yeah,
part
yeah,
of
yeah.
the compound,
Mm-hmm.
and like he's like, yeah, I worked on UFOs and like reverse engineering them, like trying to see how they work, and like so he has like a lot of stuff that checks out, because he worked at he worked at some facility. And like after he like revealed all the information about it, they were like, no, he was like, I don't know who this guy is. Like they deleted all his records and everything, but he hit up like some guys that were cool, and they were like, yeah, no, I still have the time stamps like of him clocking in, and he has a newspaper that says Bob Lazar, because he put a jet engine in his Honda.
What the fuck?
And like it worked and everything, and it said, oh, he works at this place, and he still has it. He's like, I want to make this. Like, why would I? You know.
You see, that actually makes me wonder. Like people that work at Area 51, of course they're getting paid, but like, are they allowed to have families and all that? Like, because I'm saying like, you know how they hold top secret shit.
Just
to
like
work?
CIA has family, but they don't talk about business at home.
yeah. Even at a
Like that must be some shit. Like imagine being in there.
cut me off.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say
Unreal.
even at
Unreal.
Boeing where my mom works, one of her coworkers got transferred to like a different area. My mom's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" She's like, "I can't tell you." So even in like can't talk about it.
You see, and then what I'm saying
The
there is like,
government, man.
how would somebody find out? Like, are
There's
you bugged or
right
something?
now the stuff, a lot of stuff is being leaked through fucking, believe it or not, Tom DeLonge has this what are they called, the Stars Academy.
Tom
He's the
DeLonge
one that
Strong.
released those videos where you see the Air Force guys, and they're like, "Whoa, do you see that?" And then he's trying to track it with the thing, but it's too fast, and then he finally gets it. He's like, "Yeah!" And they don't know what it is, and it's moving like super fast. And then like another one of the things with that one video is like they're like, it could be anything, but they're like, well, how does like it like untrack itself from the thing?
Yeah.
Like, and everybody's like,
Yeah,
science.
you're talking about that footage of the fighter jet guy,
Yeah.
right? Chasing the light.
Tom DeLonge released
Yeah.
those videos.
Yeah, I've seen those videos. They're crazy.
Tom fucking DeLonge.
It's crazy.
Keep
when-
in mind.
Blink-182.
Yeah.
That wait, what?
Yeah, he's
Tom
from-
DeLonge,
yeah.
Blink-182.
That's how he
Why
made
did
the
they keep-
song "Aliens Exist."
Well,
He made
I'm
that song.
not just saying Tom DeLonge to be like,
Well,
Tom
I'm
DeLonge.
bad at knowing
No, yeah, he
band members'
He
names.
was the
No.
guitar. He's the one that did the song that "Where Are You."
yeah, I'm like
That's him.
Blink-182
He's singing
super
about
fan,
aliens.
No, he
Yeah.
made a song "Aliens Exist."
So. Aliens exist,
Where
and
are
then
you?
Travis Barker said that he would get high and be like, "Hey man, you want to go look for Bigfoot?" He'd be like, "Nah, man." Like,
No, but yeah, no, that's what I was saying. Like the whole Area 51 thing, like how he was saying his mom's like, "Oh, I can't tell you." Like, what if you just tell somebody? I mean, how are they
I
gonna
don't
find
know.
out that you told somebody? Right?
they have some like
Yeah.
way to
Pretty
fucking
sure.
know,
But yeah, that's how I'm just
because
like,
people don't
damn.
stay quiet. So if you
True.
say something and then that person's like, "Dude,
Guess
fucking
what?
Derek's at fucking
Yeah.
this, working this."
I guess if it's like this secret aircraft got released, it's like, well, who worked on it? Who knows about it?
Mhm.
Junior from accounting knows about it.
Like
It was Junior.
I
Well, I guess we know what we gotta do to him, man.
no, because like I remember one time I was hearing it was like a broadcast of an old radio station that they were interviewing somebody that used to work at Area 51, and so like I guess they were trying to erase his mind. Dude escaped, and then he was telling he was giving out all the information to
Was
his
it that
radio
panicked
channel.
guy?
Yeah, he was super panicked, and then all of a sudden the radio station gets cut off, like the power cuts off, signal, everything. So everybody was tripping. Everybody was like, "What the fuck? Like, why would it randomly?"
Was
cut
that
off?
real?
I don't know, but that shit. I
That
was
one's
hearing that
iffy
shit.
because
I
that's
was
the one where the
like,
guy's like, "They're reptiles,
Oh, yeah.
and they're coming." And I remember the first time I heard that, I was like, but like,
The reptiles.
reptilian overlord.
yeah, the reptilian overlords.
Reptilian overlord. They're coming for all of us. Obama's a reptile.
Justin Bieber's a reptile.
Justin Bieber.
There's that video. We got videos, bro.
In
It's him
240p.
morphing.
If you don't believe me, I swear to God, these fucking aliens are coming for us.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy. Area 51, dude. You guys ready for the raid, dudes? I already bought my Hokage uniform. I'm ready to go.
That guy was at Comic-Con. The guy who started the
Oh,
thing,
really?
He was at Comic-Con dressed like a fucking...
Katsuki?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking nerd. I know what it is. he had the specific one.
The specific Kankuro one. No, wait, Kankuro's just good for the hidden side.
Fucking nerd. Shut the fuck up.
I'm just gonna put a T-shirt and make it look like a ninja mask and just run through it.
Yeah.
Because that's how real G's do it.
Oh, also, with this whole fucking... That fucking meme is everywhere.
What
It's
meme?
on the
the
Naruto
news.
run. Everybody's talking about it.
Oh, Naruto run.
Do you... Can...
It's Naruto.
Let me you hear me? I'm stumbling on my words because it's so unbelievable to hear a 50-year-old man be like, and they're gonna Naruto run, and they're like, now Ryan, what's a Naruto run? And then you see the fucking anime on TV on channel 34.
I think I
so
saw,
what they do is they throw their hands
I
back.
saw one in Spanish where they got the the younger dude to get on
Oh
the
my
to
God,
display.
and
Yeah, he goes
a demonstration.
"Pues, se ponen así, nos vamos a la acá." I used to see the run, and I was just like,
It's
"Oh,
because it's gonna
shit."
work. They're gonna outrun the bullets,
It's
alright?
it's definitely crazy hearing like all these older people
Talk about that shit?
because I think someone like someone had to explain to like the Department of Defense what a Naruto run is.
Like, somebody's kid was like, oh yeah, Naruto running? I
He's
know
like,
what
I'm
that
bringing
is.
Timmy. He'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, put your arms like this. and
Yeah,
you
there's a
run.
picture of some sergeant like doing a briefing on what a Naruto run is.
Oh,
He's
holy
the sergeant's
shit.
standing
I
like,
saw that, but I couldn't believe it from how.
hey, they gotta be prepared.
Hey,
Like,
you know, this is bringing Naruto back, dude. Why do you think they brought in the whole
It's
new
really
series?
like Naruto is really like a big deal because like
But you
everybody's
know,
talking about it.
That's all the weaves,
That's
dude.
the actual thing where you think about though, like if people really wanted to get together and really do something,
Proletariat. I can't speak, but I think that's what it is.
like we would really be able to, like the government would be, oh shit, they're rebelling against us.
we need to learn what is it, classism?
And
Something
even
like
if
that.
it did work, like 500,000 people showed up and they fucking did kill, like, let's just say, that'd be a big ass problem. You'd just be like, you guys just wiped out 500,000 people instead of, like, taking it the right way, handling it the right way.
Well, they happened. I forgot the name of it. It was a protest in the 70s, and where they actually killed.
Fuck
Oh.
ton of people.
They killed a couple of college students because they were going against, I think, Vietnam War. I don't know. I'm not quite too sure. Don't take my word for
they
it.
were
We
Naruto
lost
running.
that
There,
one.
yeah.
But yeah, the government's done that before.
Dude, the government's crazy. Like the thing I just learned about the Tiananmen Square.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Because like some Chinese company like bought something for Reddit, so they were talking all about it. It's insane. All I know from Tiananmen Square is that picture with the tank guy, where he's standing in front of all the tanks.
Mhm.
They were running over people left and right.
Fuck.
They were blasting. They were doing everything. Look
Yeah.
that shit up, because I don't know shit about it,
It's-
but that much.
Yeah,
That's some
it's-
shit,
uh,
dude.
The government.
you just read about all the shit that happened that day. It's
Like-
like, ooh.
When you read stuff like that, it's like these governments really are. What is that, like a dictatorship? China's a dictator.
Where it's just ran by one person.
I don't know.
They want. They do.
I
whatever
don't
they
know what
want
you'd
to.
call China.
I think they're. I don't think they're a democracy, or if they are, it's recent.
China.
But they're like. I know. I want to say then it was like
They're
a
very
dictatorship.
controlling.
Well, so are we.
Are we?
Yeah, but we're
No,
not.
we're not,
We're
we're
not
not.
a dictatorship yet, at least.
It's like you could say anything. Like I could be like Donald Trump, you a bitch, and you know nothing would
Yeah,
happen.
you'll be fine, but you'll be like,
But if I were
fucking
to-
Kim Jong Un, you're a bitch. That's Korea, North Korea, but
yeah.
same thing.
Yeah, you'll
Oh.
you'll get your shit wiped. They'll be like, "Hey, motherfucker."
Go to this man's house and
I heard what you said about me.
Like, some girl was killed because a journalist in China.
yeah,
She was killed because she said some shit, and they're like, get her out of here.
yeah, get
Get
rid of
outta
her.
here.
She's pulling the plugs.
Well, I think we in this country we could probably do that stuff, but
It's
it's so so
it looks more fishy.
yeah, like they will do it so in a way where you wouldn't know,
Like,
and they could play it off as, oh, they got in an accident. Sorry.
Like Bill Cosby's son?
Yeah.
Bill Cosby's son.
He got shot going like 80 on the freeway?
Uh,
How?
yeah.
Well, and what the fuck was Bill Cosby talking about that happened? That's like the Martin Luther King assassination. That was the government
Boy,
too.
so you telling me, do you think? Do you think? Are you breaking news, everybody? I think he's trying to say maybe they framed Bill Cosby for rape.
Oh my
Holy
god, that's
shit.
not what I was saying.
Bill Cosby's innocent. You heard it here.
You guys heard it here
I'm
first,
leaving.
bro.
I'm
Carlos.
leaving.
Carlos is backing up
wormhole.
Bill Cosby 100%.
My god.
And
Are
that's
you
how
endorsing him, Carlos?
Bill Cosby's innocent!
Oh, he's back. He came back in.
No, Bill Cosby's not innocent.
Apparently he is to you, Carlos.
Didn't he make a joke about the Spanish fly? Like
Yeah.
in one of his stand-ups?
That's where everybody said it came from.
BC Boys say something about the Spanish fly.
The Spanish fly was a thing people did back in the day.
What?
The Spanish fly? You put something in your drink and...
Oh. The
Slip
Beastie
it
Boys
in.
are rapists. You heard it here first.
Hey, whoa,
Oh,
hey,
that's not what I'm
all
saying
right.
either.
All
It's
right.
just... It's weird. It's a weird thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Granted, you could say times were different, but no,
You can't, no.
Drugging somebody is
It's
Yeah, that's
never
still-
okay.
It was still bad.
You can't just be like, no, yeah, dude, it was in the 70s. It's cool to do. No,
No, it wasn't
motherfucker, it's
cool.
never cool to do.
Racism wasn't cool in the 70s. It's not cool now.
I like this subject. We had enough tangents to just
Yeah.
branch off.
Mhm.
Now let's talk about more about this government and how they assassinated Martin Luther King.
Oh my god.
That's real, and that's all I know.
Oh
And
yeah,
they did it
okay.
and they
Let's
won.
save the conspiracies for a conspiracy theory.
That's not a conspiracy. That happened.
That's actually, yeah. It's
No,
like,
okay, I know
but
that.
more government talk, like that they're down to do anything, like propaganda of war.
Well,
I
fuck
know.
it, let's just
I-
make this one a conspiracy episode.
no, we're gonna talk about all we have right here, but this is just a good one to like.
Yeah.
hey,
'cause
man,
Go with
go with the
Go
flow.
with the flow.
Let
fuck.
this
Yeah.
shit be free, bro.
Yeah.
Makes sense. You're right.
Because good enough to this Area 51
This
sparks
is good.
enough
This is
conversation.
Enough, yeah. Well, that's how it leads into conspiracy theories,
Yeah.
to be honest.
It leads into
Yeah.
Area 51.
You know, it's all a hoax. They don't
Wait,
want.
I had more to say
They
after that.
don't, they don't want anyone to know about Area 52.
Area 69.
Oh, that's
where I'm
right.
at.
That's
That's
I
what
wanna
I keep
go
being
there.
69 at. Right?
That's actually
Bitches.
where Michael Jackson is hidden.
Oh my god.
He just had Michael Jackson in there. He's the greeter at the door.
Alright, since we're talking about conspiracy theories,
Must
what's
be
your
little boys
what's
inside.
the best conspiracy theory you have, Carlos?
The best one I have? My favorite.
Our favorite, yeah. Let's just say.
It's not really a conspiracy theory, it's just a theory.
Mhm.
The one I said about the UFOs, how they changed the pressure
Oh.
and the atmosphere and all that shit.
What about
And
the Mandalay Bay?
The Mandalay Bay, I wasn't too into it.
Boy,
No, I was. It's because Vegas isn't like, a big thing for me, but I like going there because of all the time. The 4 times that I've been there, I'm like, this is a cool ass place. Like, I've always stayed with fucking Valerie's grandparents. And I'm like, alright, this is my family.
Mhm.
And I'm like, alright, this is cool. And when I heard about it, I was like, oh, that's like, I felt like it was like down the street.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so crazy to hear like fucking something happen in Vegas like that. And of
It
course,
was crazy.
I like to look into like
Shit like that.
no, not shit like that. Like if something happens, I want the backstory. Everybody wants the backstory.
Yeah.
So I obviously
You want the scoop?
yeah, I looked it up. Everybody was like, what's the word? Like no reason. Like he had no
No intention.
no, like it's a certain word. It's like he had no reason to do that.
Yeah.
He just-
no alibi. Like
No,
not
He
alibi.
just
no,
snapped
no.
and
Yeah,
did it
like-
for nothing.
Yeah,
pretty
like
much.
that's like
There was
Yeah.
no
and-
purpose behind the killing. It was
he
just-
had no motive.
Motive. There we go. Yeah. It's on the tip of my
He had no
tongue.
motive to like do it. Like he just, from what everybody says, they just shot up the place. But no one talks about the lady that was there. Or did they talk about her? That there was somebody there and she was like, "You're all gonna die, yeah," and she was like going crazy and like she was talking shit to everybody. And then they're like, "Get her out of here," and like they just ignored her.
What the fuck?
You guys didn't hear about that?
No.
There was some lady there, but
Yeah.
it wasn't his wife because his wife was in the Philippines, I think, or she was like somewhere else. And I think she was in the Philippines and she knew about it or something. No, she didn't know. There's a lot.
It's a lot to process.
It's for me it is because it's like it's crazy. So like no one knows who that lady was
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people saw her, a lot of people heard her go, "You're all gonna die," and she was talking shit, like just talking shit. Like it wasn't like, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's his wife." Like afterwards, but they were like, "No, I'm over here."
Yeah, his wife.
And no, I think he sent her away with like 23 grand or something, and I want to say she was in the Philippines. That's where she was.
That's
I
probably
think
why.
she was.
And then so this is what I used to go on 4chan a lot. I don't go there anymore because it's fucking toxic. It's so toxic. I'm gonna get into that right now after this. But on
there's a lot of
4chan,
toxic.
someone like linked all this stuff, like crime scene photos,
Yeah.
and like it was like all these barrels. There was one of his bullets was in his blood, which doesn't make sense, because like unless he like was pulling the trigger as he was, after they fucking shot him in the head or something.
What?
Yeah.
So it was like a puddle of his blood and then a bullet, and people were like,
The fuck?
yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
but stuff
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
So that one's, and then there's another picture where it shows like the couch and like more guns, and on the table there's like a note. There's like a piece of paper and tape, and like you can see like, well, what's that paper? No one's talking about that. And then that was it. That happened. Everybody talked about it for a week, and now I can't play Cuphead. I can't play Cuphead. The music
Reminds
triggers that in my brain,
Fuck.
and that's something that really fucked with me.
Because you're playing the game
I
so
was
much
playing-
during that time and then the shooting happened.
I was playing it as it happened. Like, so I.
Oh, those are crazy.
I took a break. I go on Twitter and fucking Dan Blazarian, someone retweeted it, like, and it was like 35 minutes ago. Fucking someone just shot up Mandalay
Yeah.
Bay. I'm going back for my gun, and I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Cause I like, and then
Yeah, the news was a shock.
yes,
Fuck yeah, dude.
Because
A lot of people
even
died.
when I saw it trending on Twitter or whatever, and I saw the video, and I was like, "Oh, some dumbass was shooting in this crowd," and I thought it was like someone in the crowd shot like a handgun,
yeah.
and that was it.
this motherfucker
He
was
let out.
lighting these
Yeah.
motherfuckers up with
Yeah,
an M16.
and then I saw the rest of the video.
He
and I
had
was
like
"Oh
multiple
my
fucking
God."
guns. He
It
was
was
letting out.
Yeah, it was
fucking
crazy,
insane. So it went like what, like a month, and they were like, all right, that's it.
Yeah.
And then more stuff on Reddit, like some girl Facebook was like, we heard more like shooting like in this casino. Like, we're not crazy. There's like a bunch of people that heard this too.
Yeah.
And that was it. And that's the end of that. No one talked about it ever again. But I still can't play Cuphead.
That's some shit.
Because it's like that old timey music. It triggers it like in my head. And then like,
Yeah, that guy looked crazy too. And why did
he didn't look.
with the?
Well, obviously they use like all the fucking.
Yeah, they use the
most
he
fucked
looked
up
crazy.
pictures.
And then
He
and
looked,
then
like
the
deranged
thing.
and shit.
The thing is, this is like, I think they said this was like a normal guy, like a normal 9 to 5. He was a gambler, and he had like money from like because he was a great gambler, and he somehow managed to knock the window out, but the window is like shatterproof. It's all this proof. You could run into it
And it won't break.
and it won't break, but like he had like all the equipment to break the fucking window down. That's fucking insane.
That and then I don't know.
Would
That's easy.
a gun like the one he had break that window?
If you shoot through it, maybe.
'Cause, like
From
he had
close
like
range,
6
maybe.
bags of shit packed.
He had like ARs up the ass.
Yeah.
That's fucking, and like, so fucking 4chan.
For the chat.
This, I want to talk about this because this is fucking insane with incels. I went on there because
No.
no, we're good. It's a quick.
Okay. Yeah.
So
we talked about
We
this
talked about
already.
it a little bit last
Yeah.
week.
All right,
But
we'll touch
so
up on it again.
our friend sent in the group chat, like, just like out of nowhere, a picture of a girl with her neck like slit, and we were like,
what the
the neck wasn't
Look,
split. Her
so,
head
like,
was.
chopped?
no,
her
it wasn't.
coming
It wasn't.
off.
It wasn't all the way
It
up.
was coming off.
Uh,
It was
those
like
type of
it was
photos.
pretty deep. She was like a 14-year-old.
Oh man.
So that, like, I've said it before. I spent a lot of time on the internet. I can watch a dude get his fucking head blown off with a anti-artillery fucking 50 gauge
So specific.
machine
Even
gun.
those, I still feel like I've watched a couple, but even then I still get like that.
Really?
I feel depressed after.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
like it's a feeling of like not depressed.
It's like, oh,
I'll just
man.
say like I feel like man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
I don't know how
I'm
to put
definitely
it, you know?
You just get drained.
what's the word?
Mhm.
Desensitized?
Yeah, like you could watch it without like you could go like oh cool,
Yeah.
like not cool, but like just be like oh well, I saw that, and just go on with your day.
'Cause-
But I think when you like sit down and you think about it, it's like that's when it. Like, I just saw
like
some shit.
nothing's bugging me
Yeah.
as much as this. So he sent me the fucking thing. He sent it to the group chat of like how many of us are in there? Like 9 fucking people.
Yeah, like
8 or 9
9.
of us.
And I've never been more like bothered by something since Mandalay Bay.
I wanted to say something because I was
I
like,
think everyone wanted.
I'm
to
at
say
work.
No one. Johnny would say something. Ruben would say something.
I said something. I was like, "What the fuck?"
I
No.
was gonna say something, but I was like, you're all gonna
Make fun
call
of
me a pussy.
No,
Nah,
that shit was.
that's some.
Because I know you, Mr.
Yeah, watch
Yeah, Carlos is
people-
the
Yeah.
first. Yeah, Carlos is the first one who like he'll post something disgusting. He'll be like, "Oh, that's that thing."
I guess it's just
because
because this
Don't get me
isn't
wrong,
like,
like,
it's not an act of war.
It's
That-
intriguing to see these things because it's
Like-
like where, like I remember when I searched, like I just went on the like, oh, how does it look like when people blow their heads off? And like I know it sounds fucked up, but you just you wonder because you're intrigued by
yeah,
that shit.
curious.
And then you look at it, but then you go, oh man, this is sick. Like
Yeah.
I think curiosity is
Like,
different
it's
than
true.
going on there and being
No, yeah,
like,
yeah.
just
yeah.
like looking at it just to look at it.
Yeah, so
Which is
it'll
what
just
I
be
would
like
do.
you,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was
look
like,
at
is
it
that
and
what
you
you
go like,
do?
oh, but then it's just like one of those things. It's a reality of life, I guess, so to speak. It's just a
Yeah.
reality we would rather not see.
Yeah, because I could like play Mortal Kombat all day and watch
Fucking.
Sub-Zero
getting blown off?
rip people's heads off with the spine still attached, and it's like, yeah.
I think that's different though, because it's a video.
Yeah, it's a video game, but the second you see,
It's like stories you hear about, like just even like stories not even seeing things. Like I remember I was talking to my coworker and she was talking about a story.
Speak up.
She was talking about a story about some dudes some guy that was basically dating this mom that had kids, whatever, and then basically, they found the kids to be like one of the kids dead.
One of the kids drowned.
No, they found one of the kids dead, and then they're like, "Oh, what's what happened?" See, like this, I don't want to say it because it's really explicit.
We're getting dark again.
Yeah.
There's another dark.
But this is
I have to
it's
fart
like
again.
it's part of.
But yeah, they
It's life,
found
motherfuckers.
they
Get
found
used to
they
it.
found semen inside the little kid.
Oh.
And yeah, I heard that, and I got
That's-
chills when I heard that shit because I was like, that's so deep into the darkness of certain human beings. It's just like, oh man, I don't even want to.
That's so extreme.
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk about someone getting their head cut off over here.
I was just saying, they're like when you hear those type of things, you get that like, ugh.
No, it's definitely
Ugh.
interesting. I spend like since I'm a delivery driver, I'm bored by myself. So on my breaks, I go on for Reddit, not 4chan, because I didn't even finish. So this girl who died, I tried to get the backstory, because the first place that we saw it was 4chan, because that's where our friend sent it from, and all the comments on there are, "She's a bitch, she's a slut, she let all these guys on, she deserved it." I've never left the website so quick. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with 4chan? I used to be on there. I was there. I was on that website the day of the Boston bombing, and they were
Oh my
posting
God.
memes within the hour, bro.
Yeah.
And
Like
like
Carlton loved it.
in high school, I was like, this is funny, I'm edgy. But now that you're older, you see this shit, you're like, fuck, what's wrong with these kids? And it's like incels.
Yeah.
That's what I'm leading up to.
It's
Incels.
like, grow up,
Explain
man.
what an incel is for people that don't know what it
It's
is.
a fucking involuntary celibate. I think that's the word.
Yeah.
They just can't get laid.
Yeah, basically people that can't get laid, so they get pissed off at other people.
And
They-
that's supposedly what one of these guys was that killed the girl. And
Yeah.
I don't know, just going on 4chan was fucking disgusting. I've never been like, ugh, what's wrong with these guys?
You guys heard about fucking what's his name? His name is I hate this.
Paulson.
I hate this fucking guy. His name's
Come on, spit it out.
the catfisher. So he's like an incel.
Was he actually on the show Catfish?
No. So this is an incel dude, because he goes
I'm scared.
and what he does is he tricks girls
Yeah.
by posing as like a model, and then he goes like, "Oh, come visit me," whatever.
They use the Snapchat
But
filter.
No, and he's such a he's a piece of shit. So what happens is he'll go, girls will come, and there'll be like girls like excited, thinking like they're gonna get get with somebody, and this guy goes to where they're meeting, whatever, and he'll just go, and he has like a stupid ass mask on, and he goes up to the girls and goes, "Oh, you stupid bitch." Like, oh my god. I'm not like this guy's an asshole though, but he does this. He just goes, "You stupid bitch! I fucking like you. If I didn't look like this, or like, oh fuck you, you fat ugly hoe." Like he does this shit.
What a
And
dumbass.
yeah, I was so like frustrated watching that.
Is he ugly?
He had the mask on the whole.
He might
like,
be a normal looking
documentary.
dude.
Yeah.
Who just thinks he's
Because that's what all incels are. All incels are normal looking dudes.
The whole documentary was him just being like really like
a fucking incel.
Yeah, he's a super like that's like
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
come
Because
on, man.
every time I see the incels, it's like an okay looking dude. It's never like some hideous like I can't get a woman. It's always like me.
My favorite.
No.
Sorry. My favorite incel story is like there's this guy who like he was a recluse. He never left his room. He would piss in bottles and like he would leave him there. And one day he read the game, that book. It's like a self-help how to get girls, and he just started dressing different. He learned how to talk to girls, and he was bringing chicks left and right. And like that's all it is. You just need
a lot of incels don't look at themselves
as
like they don't go like, oh, maybe girls don't like me because I'm a piece of shit or like I'm a freak. I'm like a weirdo.
Yeah.
I'm over here fucking hey.
What about Bagel Guy?
That dude, Bagel Guy, feel bad for him, but same with him.
He's an incel.
He's an incel.
You know what Bagel Guy is?
Bagel Guy, no.
You guys haven't heard of Bagel Guy?
Bagel Guy?
So he was at what was the place called? Mr. Bagels.
Yeah,
that's probably what it was called.
Mad.
He's 5 feet tall.
Oh!
And the video starts with him yelling at the
girls.
Yeah, the girls who are working there. He's like, "How is it okay for someone to say, how tall are you?" or all this shit, and then he gets thrown.
Yeah, the dude fucking drops his ass.
And then they send that tall ass reporter to go talk to him, and he's like, "You know what? I don't like you. I'm out of here."
Yeah, the dude blew up.
No, people are wondering now if he's a memer.
Yeah, he is.
Some people are thinking that
because he has a YouTube page, and now he's like
even on
famous.
his Instagram. He has an Instagram, and then everybody's like, "Hey, you want to slap me because you're like small?" And he's like, "All right, I'll do that." You know?
Yeah, which in that sense, smart guy.
Yeah,
he blew up. He blew up for the right.
Yeah.
I think just
getting famous for the
stupidest
shit ever.
The degradation of women.
Unreal.
Come on, guys, we're better than that.
2019.
It is 2019.
Nice.
Sorry.
He drives away with
Drop
the
my
Ferrari after saying that.
And, another thing that I want to talk about. So today they canceled a show on Netflix. What is it called? The bird one? The two birds? It's something about two birds, and like I saw some posts where like some girl was like, it sucks that you can't watch TV without like the fear of a fat joke, a racist joke, a rape joke, and like just watch TV, dude. You don't have to think about all that.
Yeah.
Like this is my point of view. Like I'm down for like PC culture. Like it's cool, like whatever, you know, just don't be racist and ill intent. This sounds bad, but I feel with comedic timing, you can say certain things and it's fine.
Yeah, you can.
If they're not like
too far, like they don't take the joke too far.
No, if they're not like, you can't just say the N word.
Yeah.
You can't just say the F word.
You gotta say everything.
If you are like, you know, just
keep it to yourself.
No,
it's gotta be tactical.
Yeah, you need context.
Yeah,
with
context.
It.
It's gotta be really fleshed out before you put it out there. Can't just be like, N-word this, N-word that, and then it's like, nah, you can't do that, bro. But like the Louis C.K. joke where he talks about it,
it's like
that was such a good joke.
Yeah,
because he's like, yeah, you know what? When someone says the N-word, what do you think automatically in
you're
your
like
head?
Racist.
But it's like it's true. He's not lying. That was a great fucking joke.
No, but I don't know. Did you guys see that video of him where he's like in a museum and it's like there's a button and it says don't push the button and he goes, I want to fucking push it. And he goes like, no, don't push it. It's for some reason. And then he goes, fuck it, I'm doing it. And he slaps it, and then through all the speakers in the museum, it says the N-word loud as fuck. And he just goes, what the fuck? Like, he was so confused. I was like,
that was a good one too.
And I saw that and I was just like, oh no. I was like, that's a little...
Yeah, see, that's funny. But like,
it's like, yeah, it's funny, but
there's
like,
no ill intent behind it.
Yeah.
No, like,
you can't just go and be like,
Yeah.
N-word. And it's like, whoa, all right, settle down.
It's like I'm trying to think of a bad N-word joke. I'm trying to think of someone who's done one that like
Didn't turn out so
it
well.
didn't turn out so
There's
well.
honestly not enough.
Oh,
that are like,
fucking what the
Kramer?
Kramer, the most famous one.
that's bad.
That was bad.
But I don't even
That
think he was
like-
trying to say a joke. I think
No,
he
yeah, that's right. It was
Yeah,
ill
yeah,
intent.
It was ill. Exactly. That was.
Yeah,
He's
that
a
was just.
N-word.
Yeah, that
And everybody was like,
uh,
Yeah, he's like, oh, this was,
Like, what
if
is-
this was the 70s, we'd be lynching them up for, and
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, that
He
was
went
bad.
off, and then it was funny because when they're
Whoa, you're a little excited about
No.
racism here.
No, because what I'm saying is, like, after that, he tried playing it off when they were like, nah, get off the stage. He was like, oh, what, you guys can't take a joke? It's like, motherfucker, that's not a joke. Like, that's
Yeah,
way
he
too
did try to
fucking
play it up.
far.
My
Yeah.
favorite, like, Dave Chappelle is like, when he heard that, he was like, that motherfucker. But the comedian in him was, damn, he's having a bad set.
See, that's why I don't. It's like the whole XXXTentacion joke. That so right now there's a girl that caught fire because she said an XXXTentacion joke. She said that like she
Just
was
say
the
X.
whole point of I think the whole premise of her joke was that
He killed himself?
no that he went to go shop for a motorcycle
Mm-hmm.
and then he got killed right because you could see that he had money on him, and she goes, "Wow, it really makes me think about having a Venmo now." Yeah, it was actually a pretty like it wasn't a bad joke, but everybody's like, "Oh nah,
Boo.
yeah, like no, you can't
Boo
make fun of
this
this."
man.
But it's
Too
like,
soon.
man, yeah, it's like people were making fun of Tupac joke. They're making Tupac jokes when he died, or other people. It's just like it's what it is, man. People are gonna do that stuff.
What's a Tupac joke?
That's supposedly why Biggie died, because he was making fun of it, kind of.
Yeah,
And
That's
people in
what-
LA were like,
Oh, no.
don't let me see his fat ass over here.
Yeah.
What'd he do? He went
Tell
and
that
they saw
motherfucker
his
he ain't
fat
leaving
ass
here.
over there.
that is
Tell
what
that fat
happened to him.
motherfucker he ain't leaving LA without a toe tag.
And then DJ Quick, right? He's like, I told him not to come.
That was a
And everybody
bad
was
joke.
like, too soon, man. They're like, it's not even a joke. That's what I told him.
It's true, man. Should have come.
That's
But at
some
that
shit.
time it was hot. But yeah, like that joke, it was not really a bad joke. It had a little.
It was good.
What
pretty-
was the joke?
It was
It
good
was
for
good.
that
Yeah,
one.
it
That
was-
like
it
she
was
was
just
saying
a
that
joke.
like him dying made
Oh,
her
no, I
about the
thought
Venmo
you were
thing.
still on the Tupac joke.
No, but the XXXTentacion
Yeah.
and yeah, like people are mad about that. But I think the one thing with comedy is that you could have you could say anything
yeah.
as long as it's
It's in the humor
As long
line.
as it's funny.
good and it's funny. Yeah, if it's funny, people forget. Like if it's bad.
Like back on the whole like thing, like Dave Chappelle, he had like the best
Dave
thing
Chappelle
when he
has
did the racist black guy.
Yeah.
I thought that was fucking hilarious.
And some people were like angry when that
Yeah.
first came out. They were like legit mad at Comedy Central, like, why you put this on? And now it's like one of the greatest things
skits.
ever.
Yeah,
like,
he's like
it's
one of
just-
his best skits he's ever done.
it's just that.
And he brought it. He even brought it
back.
back on SNL. He had
Yeah.
brought it back on SNL. Yeah, when it was like they did kind of like a. It was a skit for The Walking Dead, so he brings back all his iconic characters.
Oh, with fucking Negan.
Yeah,
I
Negan.
remember that, yeah.
I love that skit because then he's just like the guy. He goes, that's the smell of cocoa butter and frustration. I thought that
smell
was
it.
Whoa, bro. Whoa, dude, you're not black, man.
wow. No, but
Paraphrasing. It's
No.
Paraphrasing, yeah, dude. Quote
I'm
unquote.
kidding.
No, but yeah, this shit's it's crazy, man.
You guys
The world we live in
do you
is set-
believe in freedom of saying whatever you want?
Yeah.
I mean, to a certain extent,
Yeah.
you can't just go around saying some fucking.
No, I
fucked
think
up
you
ass
could
shit
say
and-
anything you want, but be careful
Around who you say it.
Yeah.
who you say, and also like
how you say.
don't
it.
be an idiot. Like how do you put it? Like be respectful to people. You
No,
know?
that's what I'm saying. To a certain extent, like you can't just go around saying some fucked up ass shit and expect no.
Yeah,
repercussions.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna get repercussions. Someone's gonna
Oh,
punch you in
yeah.
the head.
People are always gonna get offended.
Yeah,
But yeah, you just gotta know what you're saying when you're saying it, and to who you're saying it. Because
Yeah.
then you can say it to the right who you think is the right person, and they'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna go tell my other friend who will find this offensive, and it's
yeah.
just like, you know
it
what I
just
mean?
becomes that thing where it's like, where's the line?
Yeah.
But that's what's hard now because everybody gets offended by
It's just,
everything.
we live in a society that's way too fucking. They're too baby fed.
But it's
Not
like-
baby fed,
it's
but
always
they're
like-
babies. We live in a society where everybody gets all sad. Not they get offended too easily by anything. Like you can say, "Oh, that's gay," and it's like, "Why is it gay?" you got something against gay people, and it's like, okay, well, it's not.
Sorry, dude, I grew up saying that.
I
But at a
think-
certain point, when you grow up saying something, you
Yeah,
also kind
there's
of
also a point of where you gotta go. Like I gotta grow up.
and you gotta stop saying that.
Like me personally, like the N word, I used that shit a lot in high school.
Soft A, not hard.
Yeah,
R.
soft
For the people
the A,
who are
like,
thinking
you
we
know-
just say the N word.
You know, Latinos and blacks know. Like in the hood, that
yeah,
the
like we grew up in the
Latinos
hood.
grow
That was
up,
like the main word.
they,
everyone
yeah,
used.
we say the N word with the A, but as you get
Yeah.
older, you just stop doing it because it's like, wait, I shouldn't be doing it. It's not
Yeah.
my word. It's not for me to say, really. But you know,
Right.
that's part of growing up. You just go like, I don't say that. Saying shit.
That was
like,
definitely like the easiest word for me to stop saying.
yeah,
too.
or like being like, you gay, bro. That one too. Like you can't.
Yeah, I don't say that anymore.
Or-
I say it, but because
Only
I-
around like
Friends.
super
Yeah,
close
like
friends.
super
like,
friend, yeah.
No, I don't say the N word. I say like,
No.
that's gay.
Yeah, no, that's
But,
what
like-
I'm talking about. Like you say it
Yeah.
around friends because you know they'll get like you gotta say it around friends that you grew up with saying it or like people.
Not the N word people.
No.
That's done.
We're saying- we're
We
saying-
don't say that anymore.
We're
Yeah.
saying we're
Talking
talking
about
about
the gay word.
We're
now.
just talking about just saying gay. Like we're not trying to say it to offend somebody. It's just it's just a word we all grew up with saying all the time.
And I'm fine with saying that. I don't know. That one doesn't seem that bad. I stopped using the F word. Stopped using the N word.
Okay, F word. That's of course you don't want to go around calling people that.
Like not even your friends. I
Shut
stopped.
up. Not.
I'll use anything.
It
I'll say
slips
anything.
out every now and then. I'm not gonna lie. The F word slips out every now and then.
Have I ever said the N word? No. Have I ever sang the N word?
Yes.
All the time.
Shit. Like that's the thing where it's like you hear a good hip hop song, you're like, oh
Shit,
shit.
like you gotta sing along to it.
But then it's like, nah, I don't know. It's a weird thing.
You can skip it. I started skipping it. Honestly, in some songs I'll be like, not this time.
The funny thing, I think one of the funniest things though is how other people get weird around.
People that say it.
No, like I remember one time I was working at Warehouse Shoe Sale, and two of my coworkers, which one was Mexican and the other one was like
Bits.
no, I don't know. I think it was Indian.
Uh-huh.
And then like a night shift came in and they were all black people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they came and they were helping out. And I was playing my music, and I was playing To Pimp a Butterfly because it just came out.
Yeah.
And I think We Gonna Be Alright, that song came out, and I was bumping it. And I just remember my coworkers having that look like, oh, Nelson, you should put it down. And I'm like, why? I'm not singing this. Kendrick Lamar is singing it. And then at the end of the day, though, me and the manager of the other company, that he was like, we were just talking about hip hop the whole night. But I was just looking at my coworkers like, why are you guys making it seem like,
Weird.
like I'm not saying it.
Yeah.
Just, the artist is black. He can say it.
Yeah, like I guess some people just get offended even if you play the music. They're like, you can't be playing stuff.
Yeah, people are weird.
Yeah,
That's all it is. People are
Well,
weird.
that's what I'm
like-
saying. We live in a sensitive society where everything hurts everyone's feelings.
Like, what do you guys think about the Starbucks that kicked out those cops?
Wait, what do you mean?
Fuck-ups.
They kicked out some cops at Starbucks because they were scared because it's a high chance of cops.
Like one of the customers was like, I don't feel safe
Yeah.
with the cops in there,
That's some shit.
which is fucking dumb.
That's-
Yes.
Yeah, it's,
I just think it was dumb.
like if the cops were in there like knocking people's
Yeah.
drinks over.
Yeah, that'd be a different
Being
story.
bullies, like,
Yeah, yeah.
Hey Chad, this your fucking drink.
Yeah, then I understand, but just
Oh, you
being
want
like,
9 to 5, motherfucker? You want 9 to 5? You're gonna give me that fucking coffee.
You, see,
Oh,
that's-
shit.
you look back, it's a Denzel. That's 5 years right there. It's like, what are you talking
It's
about?
coffee bean you don't put in, motherfucker. That's 1 year. That's 2.
But yeah, no,
So you guys didn't hear about that?
no, I
No,
didn't.
I
It's
didn't.
actually my first.
No.
So chances are it was some white lady,
Yeah.
cause they're usually the ones that are like the super like, don't say that. And it's like, why? They don't have the people of color don't have a problem with it.
Yeah,
He's like, why are you
tripping
tripping on it? Granted, I get nervous around cops.
Me too.
Oh. time.
Everyone does.
If you hear a siren, a cop siren, you don't poop yourself a little bit, you're not human.
You're not
or you're
human.
white.
Yeah.
my stomach just drops whenever
Yeah.
I hear sirens.
Yes,
I get-
dude.
I go like, oh shit. I get like panicked out.
Not me.
bro. The cops, I'm like, oh.
I'm like, what the fuck did I do now? And then the cops drive by me, and I'm like, ooh, all right.
Yeah.
So it was probably some
Nah.
white lady, because they're usually the main ones to be like, they're the first people to be like, on like Twitter, they see something, they're like, don't say that, that's racist.
This is offensive to
And then you
people.
go click on their picture and it's some white dude like.
The Make America Great
They
Again.
mean well though.
No, not even that. Like
They mean well though.
yeah, they mean well, but it's
just
like
they go overboard. Sometimes.
It's like the-
they go
come
too
on.
far.
Yeah, like relax.
it's the thing where you're trying to prove you're not racist,
Yeah.
makes you look racist.
Yeah, one of those things.
Like so, chances are some white lady at Starbucks, she's like, oh, I don't feel safe, and they went up to the cops and they're like, the Starbucks employees, and they were like,
Hey,
sorry, you guys
dude.
gotta go.
But that'd be surprising for a white person to say, because if you notice, most of the
Well,
kids-
what did we just say?
No, but that's what I'm
that
saying.
like
No, I know they're just like, oh yeah.
It wasn't a regular white person.
it was a PC,
like a
Oh,
PC,
like, you know.
super PC.
Yeah.
I feel safer when I see cops like in a liquor store or
Like,
like.
yeah, that's
It's
different.
like they're on break. They're not there to.
They're not there to harass
They're just there to
motherfuckers.
get their coffee
Man.
and.
Me and
Jam.
Nelson.
Yeah, we got some you know.
Go ahead,
Nah,
come on.
just cops,
Now's
you know,
the time.
Well, we got pulled over like once or twice.
I think you got pulled over twice. I got pulled over once with you.
Jesus.
I've got pulled over like 3 times throughout my span of my life, but you got pulled over.
The main
With
story, yeah,
once.
we were on our way to work at the night shift at our the mailing company, and I was driving at the moment a black Dodge Charger with tinted windows. So,
You see,
and
that's just
I was-
screaming, pull me over.
I was wearing my fur coat, like not
It
like
was
fur.
cold.
Fur.
It was winter.
Yeah, it was like the middle of winter. So I was wearing like my coat and it had some fur on it, and you know I looked like a
Your
fucking.
coat
I
and
guess
your
a-
shades and your Rolex.
yeah, I guess I looked like a fucking stereotype or
Pinky
something.
ring.
Because they had initially saw me driving down one street, and then I made a left on a small street because it's a shortcut.
Yeah.
And then as I'm about to make a right to go to like where work is, they turn on their sirens. Boom, pull over. So they already know who I am. Aggressive as fuck when they get out the car. They're like,
Put down the window.
Yeah,
Put down the window.
put down the back windows. Put on the windows. And I'm like, what are they saying?
Yeah, then I was like, they put down the windows.
I was like,
And
oh, okay. And then he comes up, and they don't have their guns out,
They have
but they have their hands on their guns.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
What do you guys do around this neighborhood?
going to work. They're like, where do you work? And it's like, RD,
Donnelly
right
right
here
there.
down the street. And he's like, all right, what are you doing? And I was like,
going to work.
like they're trying to, like they do that thing where they ask
Intimidate
you.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, over and over so they can catch you slipping. And I was just like, I'm going to work. It's I just started the night shift. He's like, you know why I pulled you over? No. He's like, you merged between those cars and there was no space between
that
them.
was bullshit.
And I was
That
like,
total
oh,
bullshit.
I made sure, I thought I had enough space. He's
That
like,
was
well, you
total
didn't.
bullshit. Yeah.
And then he's like,
Should have been like, well, then how did I fit?
yeah, I was like, how did I pull it
You
off,
can't even-
officer?
you can't be smart asses, you know, because they'll.
Yeah,
No,
I know.
I was cool, calm, and collected, surprisingly, for my first time.
Yeah.
And then mind you, Carlos had the more like the cop that was like questioning me,
Yeah.
and I had the dude that was like
An
I don't,
asshole.
yeah, like I don't, because Carlos didn't have his license, so he had his provisional, and I was like, well, because the guy was like, he was asking me, he's driving without a license.
I was like, I have my permit.
He's like, he has his provisional, his permit, and he's like, but you need your license while and I got my license, so he could drive under me.
Yeah.
And then he goes, that's a rule? I'm like, yeah.
He's like, you
man.
can't do
Yeah,
that.
you can't do that. And then
No.
he looked.
I'm supposed to win this conversation.
Yeah, he was just like mad. He looked mad. Like he was looking at us like he was giving us a dog face. And I just remember, like now I sit, like when you think about it, it's like, damn, we really got stopped because we're Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was legit. Like I was like, damn, this is how.
Because
black
the
people feel, dude.
first time he asked me, he was like, license and registration? I was like, I have my registration, I don't have my license, but I have my permit. He's like, why don't you have your license? You got a felony? You on parole?
Yeah.
And I was like, no. And then I hear his partner ask Nelson, why didn't he have his license? Did he have a felony? He on parole?
Yeah.
I was like, no. I was like, I have my permit. He's like, you can't drive with that. I was like, yes, I can. As long as someone with a license. Oh, you can't. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean,
Yeah,
sir?
like, you
And then I was like, straight up like, I have my ID. And then before I reached for it, I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
guys are trigger happy because they had their hands on
Yeah.
my gun. I was like, I'm gonna reach for my ID. He's like, that's fine. I reached and I was like, all right, there you go. He's like, you have a felony. You on parole?
Oh,
You better
yeah,
tell
yeah,
me
it's like
right now.
Double, triple.
Because I'm gonna look you up, and if you're lying to me, I was like, "No, officer, I'm not lying to you." Most calm I've ever been, because I've been pulled over multiple times after,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, "Fuck." But this time, like, you gotta play cool with the trigger happy cops. But these dudes are like, what is he at, funny?
Yeah.
Parole? I don't know how many times he must fucking ask me. And then before he walked away with my ID, he's like, all right, now, where were you going?
Oh,
It's like,
my
going to work.
Yeah.
And got the night shift. And then he's like, all right, then they're gone, they're whatever. And I just have my hands on the steering wheel. They come back, they give me a fucking warning. It's like, this is happy holidays.
Oh,
man.
yeah, I remember that.
I was like, it's bullshit,
dude.
bro.
Were they fucking with you?
Yes,
Yeah,
100% they were
Happy
fucking with us.
holiday ticket, whatever, and they're just like, well, they don't got anything on their records or whatever, so they're free to go. And then the worst part.
The worst part.
So the cops go, and then Carlos's car at the time breaks down right there. The cops are looking at us like,
What are you
guys doing here?
And I'm like, my car doesn't turn on. He's like, we'll help you across. But what
Yeah.
they did was stop traffic. And me and Nelson were like,
Pushing the car.
And then one of them got mad at us because we were
Push
like,
faster.
yeah, they're like, push faster, and then they helped us. They're like, well, he started pushing me. He's like, come on, man.
He's like, you letting the guy without the license drive? I have my permit.
Yeah, and then he goes, whatever, man. And then and then they just look at us. They do they both get in the car. They look at us like they bump their heads and they just bounce their bucket. And I'm just like, that was what an experience that was.
The
Like,
best part, we were playing Tupac's Me Against the
yeah,
World.
Me Against
We were
the
saying
World
that's
was
what got us pulled over.
Yeah,
That was the nail in the coffin.
they were like, Tupac.
motherfucker.
You know, the crazy thing is, one time, me and Carlos, we were heading to our favorite Yu-Gi-Oh shop. But before we were heading out, we were driving there, and then Carlos like, you know what? He's like, let's turn around.
Oh, when I got chased.
Yeah,
I got
so-
chased by a cop
Yeah,
before. Let me
yeah.
tell this story.
Oh.
So on the
So you just gonna cut me off? You gonna cut me off?
This is my experience.
Wow.
motherfucker.
My
This is
ears.
Cut off King over here.
This is my experience.
Cut off King.
We're heading to the Yu-Gi-Oh shop. You know, get our card on, get our card
get our
in.
weeaboo
So as
stuff
I'm
on.
driving down the main street, and it's like there's a divider in the middle of the street.
This is for all the Linwood people. We're going down
Atlantic.
Atlantic in Imperial.
And so I'm going down, and I know on the other side I see a cop heading the opposite direction of me, and we make eye contact, and I was like, man, that felt weird.
That's the worst.
So I'm driving. I drive for like 2 blocks, and I get the urge to look in my rear view mirror, and fucking sure enough,
It's the fucking
the
cop.
fucking cop is weaving in and out of traffic to catch up to me. I see him. I tell Junior, Junior, we're being chased. Don't look back. What does this fucking guy do? He turned so fast.
Full
he was-
fucking
he
neck
was like,
turned backward.
Where? And I was like, oh, I wasn't gonna tell you. Because for that reason. So I was like, don't worry.
At first, I was telling him to my bad. I don't mean to cut you off, but I was telling him, I was just like, you're being paranoid. He's not chasing us.
I
And
was
then
like, nope.
Carl's like, nah, check this shit. Busts a U-turn. The dude so fast cuts off traffic. Turns too.
No, that's not how it happened. I caught him. He was getting close to me. He was like 2 cars away, and I was like, I'm just pulling in Starbucks. But I kind of pulled in. My left blinker wasn't working, so that was like another thing that he could have got me on.
No.
And I still didn't have my license, so this guy would have fucked me if he wanted to.
Yeah.
So I pull in. I go whoop. I super quick into Starbucks, and
No, it
like
was Walgreens.
no, it was Starbucks. And then I go more down, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna park. Cause another thing, when I turned, I looked in my rearview mirror to see him, and he was like, he fucking broke his neck, and we made eye contact again. But this is like, he looked at me in my fucking rearview mirror, and I was like, this motherfucker is after me. So of course I see him. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna park. So we parked at Walgreens. It's in the same little fucking plaza.
We got off.
And we're sitting. I'm sitting in the car, and I'm like, all right, let's go inside. Fuck it, we'll kill some time here. Sure enough, as we get to the door, that motherfucker is driving back down this fucking way, and
He's
I'm
still
like,
looking for
I
us.
was like, that motherfucker, and I was like, Junior, you're driving.
Yeah, and then
Fuck
no,
that.
even after we left, like he was camping out at fucking Angelo's.
Jesus.
He stood parked right there because when I was leaving, I was like, look, he's fucking right there. And then Carl's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, look at him. And then he's like, oh shit, it is. But I guess when the guy saw that I was driving, he was like, motherfucker. Like,
That's not him.
yeah.
See, I can be like, all right, excuse me, Starbucks employee. I don't feel safe. I've been harassed, chased. They've done it all to me.
Maybe that's what happened
Please
with that
don't.
lady.
She's been harassed.
Yeah,
chased.
she was getting chased by a cop.
I have like one more bad story. I was coming home from like Abe's house, and like the cop pulls up next to me. He shines the light. I was walking.
That bright ass fucking.
Yeah, and he's like, "Hey, where you going?" home? Lying to me? Do I just have like a guilty face or something? He's like, where are you going?
You had the light in your eyes, so you're like,
You
You're like fucking Gilbert Godfrey. I am going home. He's like, you lying to me? He's like, no. And then like, where are you coming from? I should have been like,
Your
what?
mom's
I was like,
house?
what do you want? Like, I should have like, I was still like a kid or something. I was
What
like
do
in
you
high
want
school.
from me?
I was like, he's like, what were you doing? I was like, playing video games. He's like, you sure? You sure you're not lying to me? I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
it feels unreal because it's like, what do they?
you have a bad cop story.
Yeah, I do.
Say it.
Yeah, I'll say mine after
I think I
yours.
told it on the old podcast, but
Nah, say it again.
basically, I was just standing in front of my house waiting for my big brother to come home from Linwood High, and one of his cholo friends is hanging out next to me, waiting also for my big brother to come out. And I'm just waiting, standing like on my front yard, and I see this guy in a car, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Waiting for my brother." He's like, "Go home." I was like, "This is my house," and I pointed right behind me, like, "I live here." He's like, "Go inside. There's a curfew." I was like, "I just got out of school. There was still like people crossing the streets of school," and he's like, "Go inside right now." And I was like, "I live here." Because I was like, who the fuck is this guy telling me to go home? And because he was in an unmarked car, so I didn't think it was a cop. But at the same time, I was like, who the fuck?
Probably was it.
It was
Just some random dude telling you to get inside.
The second he got out of his car, no, he pointed at me, and goes, "You stop right there!" And I thought he was talking to my brother's friend, this big ass cholo guy. And I was like, oh shit, he's gonna arrest my brother's friend. But no, he was coming for me, and he goes, "You stop right there!" And he gets out of his car, and I see his sheriff uniform or whatever. I was like, ah, fuck. And he grabs my arm and twists it like as far as it could go, and I was like, ah. It's like, "Officer, please."
That's fucked up, man.
The Wilhelm
Yeah.
scream.
And then, so yeah, once that happens, my big brother's friend just runs into my house to get my parents, and he's like, "Oh shit!" So he runs in. The cops, questioning me like, "Why aren't you going, home?" And I was like, "I live here." And then my parents come out and they're like, "Wait, that's the good one." and then my parents end up talking to the cop. They have me in the back seat. Fuck, those fucking handcuffs hurt. They fucking my hands were purple by the time he took them off.
Did you do the old fashioned rubbing of the wrists after they take them off?
Yeah, shit hurt. I can see why they do that. And then my parents were like, the cop said that you were talking back to him, and all this stuff I did not say. And I was like, no, I was just waiting outside. And then when the cop is about to leave, he's like, oh, I was like, we were looking for that guy, and he points at some student, and he's like 6'5", bald, fat, and I'm like, how do you mistake him for me? I'm 5'5", long hair. It's like
covering my eyes.
That cop was just so full
The sun
of
was
shit.
in my face.
Yeah, that cop was just so full of shit and on a power trip or something.
Probably.
Yeah, sometimes they do that shit.
Motherfucker just got the job.
He
or
probably had to
something.
make quota, and he was just like, "All right, time to start arresting fucking random ass kids from school."
Yeah, like cops like that. Fuck them.
Now, I remember I got pulled over 1 block away from the house.
No, man.
I got pulled over 1 block away from the house, right? It was my fault. I was speeding. I had to
Put your pants down.
I had to take it.
That's what happened to Junior. Put your pants down right now.
I had to.
If you really gotta take your shit, put your pants down and spread your butt cheeks.
What?
I got the 7-inch gun for you.
That's another story. Fuck. I have so many bad cop stories.
So
What the hell's going on?
So basically, what happened was I had to take a shit. I was coming home from work. It's 3 in the fucking morning, and so I'm coming down Western, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna fucking gun it down fucking Western. I'm like, it's 3 in the morning. No one's around. So I'm fucking.
Well, you gunned it down.
Huh?
Did you get stopped for gunning it down?
Yeah, like no, that's
This
what I'm
isn't
saying.
a bad cop story.
No,
This is
no,
you
right.
broke the law
No,
story.
relax. Hold on, motherfuckers. Let me get to the actual getting pulled over.
Yo, dude,
So I have my
bank, right?
So guess what?
Motherfucking cop.
No,
Wait, you got mixed up, homie. You're doing the job now.
No, so yeah, no. So, you know, I knew I was getting pulled over because it was my fault. I was like, fuck, I fucked up. I was speeding.
Oh my god.
But, like, the dude gets on the intercom and he goes, put the fucking windows down now. And I'm like,
Oh.
what the fuck's going on? I was like, I don't even know what just happened. So, like, you know, I put my windows down. He's like, are your hands on the steering wheel? And I'm like, I stick my head out a little. And I was like, I think I'm gonna get That's what I was scared of.
Blew
But I
his
stick my,
fingers
yeah,
out.
like, I stick out my head a little. I was like, yes. So, like, you know, I see one cop pulling up. So he's pulling up from, like, on the driver's side. And then, like, he's like this. He's like walking up, hand on the holster. And he's like, just looking, like, in and out. And then he's just like, you know why I pulled you over? And then I'm like, yeah, like, you know, I was speeding. I already know. And he's like, all right. And then his fucking partner, fucking pistol out, tapping on my other window. And he's just like,
knock, knock.
and then that shit scared me because then he brings out his flashlight and he's staring and I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is going on? So the guy, yeah, the guy is still like, he's still like this and he's just like, license and registration. So like, I'm about to reach and then he's like, he's already getting ready and I'm like, hold on, can I actually reach it?
Whoa, slow down there, Speedy Gonzalez.
yeah, I was fucking scared. I give it to him.
He shoots the seat next to you like, not so fast.
Not so fast there.
But yeah, so like, I was shooting bricks, dude. I was like, oh fuck. So you know they
Hold it right there, flight catcher.
so
What?
So one cop, you know, the cop on my side, he gets my stuff. He's like, I'll be right back. And the other cop still staring at me, like flashing the light. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, sir, can you like not point? And he goes, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. And so yeah, so the guy comes back. He goes, all right. And then like that's when he tried to play cool as fuck. And he goes, I know you have a nice car. I know you want to drive fast. He's like,
Donald Trump way over.
he's like, but just go home. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like a block away. I was like, and I told him, I was like, I really need to take a shit. I told him like that. And he's just like, yeah. He's like, we're still going to give you a ticket, but we're going to cut you some slacks and see we're so cool with us. And I'm just like, I didn't want to get shot. That's why I was so cool with you guys.
Let me tell you my bad cop story about how I broke the law.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, go ahead, Carlos.
speeding real quick.
What do you got?
My last, it's a quick one. I was working at 7-Eleven by myself because the other dude was on break. I see a cop walk in. You know, I don't think much of it. Cops come in all the time. I didn't notice this dude walked all the way. He walked all the way around behind the counter.
Like, what were you working?
Yeah, he stood behind me like
Oh
6
my God.
inches away. Dude had a 7-inch dick.
What you stacking there, boy?
No, but he really did he really did get super close to me. I've never been more uncomfortable. I think that was my first like bad experience with the cop. Like he walked all the way around the counter like for reals and was like, "Hey." Like, I didn't look up because I was on the lottery machine. I looked up at the window and it's
The
like
reflection?
yeah, the reflection, and I see it's the cop. So I just talked to him like through the reflection. He's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Yeah, you here by yourself?" No. All right.
Oh,
And he walked out the store and left. And I was like, "What the fuck was that?" That's so weird.
He's probably just like, man, some dude's gonna come rob this motherfucker. I'll just stay out here.
It sucks because I was cool with like the cops. Like I'll say that like Officer Tate.
Of course, there's cool cops. There's sometimes there's moments where it's like you didn't have to do that.
yeah,
That was
because,
weird.
Like
that is weird.
getting stopped for certain things.
Stood 6 inches behind me, but he had a 7.
Here by yourself.
Big boy.
Sir, can you put your gun down?
It's not good.
How
Okay, something
weird. That's like
else.
the weirdest thing that's ever happened. That's like harassment, you know, normal. But having this fucker walk all the way around and be like, "Yeah, you by yourself?"
He went like in the counter.
Yeah.
with
Yes, like behind me in the counter. He was like this, like 6 inches
I wish
away.
You
That's
got
what
like
I'm
video footage. Like you should
I
have
could,
went back. In
I
the
could probably
camera.
still go. I think
Just be
on,
like-
I think like the max was like 3 years that the cameras hold or some shit. That's still a long time.
16. Nah, you're at RD by that time.
Fuck, dude, I'd be
You by
fucking
yourself? No. Okay.
Do you want to
dying.
go?
Whoa. Yeah, no, I was gonna say that. Like, what if you were?
We'd probably kiss.
Man, that's crazy. There's some real crazy people out there. You know, that reminds me about how crazy it is that they took off Jared Leto's movie for the Joker.
That's not that crazy. But
Right?
I guess we're going into the next topic.
this is our last one because I
Yeah.
gotta go home and take a shower.
Yeah, this is the last
So-
topic of the night.
Fuck Jared Leto. He's in two of my favorite movies. He's in Fight Club. He's in American Psycho. I
That's
appreciate
true.
him.
It's already two. No, too late.
I appreciate
No, it's
him
too
in
late.
those. But his Joker was fucking whack.
Yeah, I like Jared Leto a lot, but that Joker was
Yeah.
not good.
Well, I think what
My
happened.
opinion.
I don't even know why they canceled it. I don't think they've said. I'm pretty sure it's because Joaquin Phoenix
Because
did
that just looks bad.
banging ass
That shit
job?
looks good.
Yeah.
That looks
I'm gonna
real
look it
good.
up real quick.
Joaquin
You're gonna hear
Phoenix.
some clicking and some typing.
Really good actor.
Yeah, some say.
I'm excited for that
Some
movie.
are even saying that he's better than Heath Ledger.
Mm.
So that's
Mm.
tough because his legacy's held because he
Yeah.
passed away.
I think he will be.
Hey,
He
it's
probably won't be-
possible.
he probably won't be able to top it, but he'll be there. You get me?
He'll be.
Hey, you never know, man. You never know.
It might just be like, you know, like what's that fucking Michael Keaton
Excuse me.
Batman,
Jack
and
Nicholson.
we have
Jack Nicholson was a good ass Joker too.
so there's the three.
There's a 3.
I actually did like.
Well,
Jack
no,
Nicholson.
there's only 2 good Batmans though, Michael Keaton and Christian Bale.
Yeah.
You
Then
gonna say
the-
George Clooney was a good Batman? Was
Yeah,
his
he was the
Nah.
best, dude. You seen
Butt
those
cheeks?
fucking nipples popping out? I wanted to suck on those nipples.
No surprise, but it is being reported that 2 Jared Leto Joker movies have received the axe, which further backs up my claims that the actor is done with the character in the DCEU.
Yeah.
This is an article by Matt McGloin. Fuck you, Matt. You guys talk as I research here.
Yeah, his Joker wasn't good.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, it really was.
It was so-
Hold up. Gunn actually accused Leto of pedophilia.
Whoa.
So there was no chance of the Joker ever appearing, at least with Leto in the role.
So that's your favorite. That's your favorite actor right there, Carlos.
Yeah, in those 2 movies. But what?
You cute? Wait, this just took a whole other turn. Like, wait,
First,
what?
first it was just about the movies getting canceled. Then,
Now it's about his actual.
30 seconds to pedophilia.
oh,
Carlos.
Carlos.
James Gunn implies that Jared Leto is a pedophile. What do you say?
I don't know.
With
I haven't heard about
with
it.
the strings
Yo,
of
at Jared
actresses.
Leto.
Now that you've slid into the DMs of female model age 18 to 25, what would you say your success rate is?
18 still
Oh.
in a
18,
no.
yeah, 18.
Nah.
But how old is Jared Leto? Because at a certain
Yeah.
point,
Yeah, at a certain point, you can't just say 18 is the
No,
legal age.
It is though.
yeah, it is. But
Yeah, it's weird,
It's
but you
weird.
can't do nothing
It's
about
weird.
You can't
Yeah.
be 40 years
he's 47.
old. Yeah,
Damn, he looks good for
you
47.
can't. You can't be trying to date an 18-year-old.
I mean, you can't do anything about it though.
Remember when Jerry Seinfeld dated
Like,
an 18-year-old?
yeah, it's like yeah.
No, he dated a 16-year-old.
What's the deal?
No, that's
Whoa.
Whoa! Gilbert didn't even finish that joke.
Yeah.
I know.
But like a 18-year-old is
17-year-old.
like
Maybe he was in London, where it's legal.
Now, was she 17 and turning 18 that night? Because
He
that's
was
a
waiting
different
on the
story.
clock. He's waiting for them to turn 18 right on the clock.
But, like, you guys ever seen that Twitter DM? It's like a joke. It's like, how old are you? And he's like, 14. He's like, I'll be back in 4 years. And then 4 years later, he goes, hey, you 18 yet?
So Jerry Seinfeld was 39 when he dated a 17-year-old. That's weird.
That is.
Like even
How old is
me,
Jared Leto?
You just said 47.
47? Dating an 18-year-old?
like even me, I'm
It's
25.
weird
I can't
because-
I can't picture at my age dating an 18-year-old.
yeah, because I don't think I'd like mentally be with her.
I dated a 19-year-old at
It's almost like being with a retard. Oh, should I have said that?
22.
Wait, what? What do you say?
I don't know.
I'm gonna hear it either way.
I said it's almost like being with a retard. Kind
Whoa, whoa, he did it again.
Oh, sorry.
Say the R word.
Ooh.
Former adult film star Vicky Marie Taylor claims that Jared Leto is very kinky. Okay.
What does that have to do with this?
How old is she?
That's, like it,
9
it's,
years
It's a weird thing where it's like, is 18 is
Like I mean, it's
technically old enough?
yeah, it's legal.
So you could.
but it
do
is weird.
It's just at that point, it's just like
It's just
why,
weird.
Though?
It's just weird.
Yeah. Like if you're at 30, I don't think at 47 I'd be wanting to date an 18-year-old girl.
It's just too weird. It's like just
It-
straight getting out of high school and not even
Yeah.
knowing what fucking being an adult is.
Yeah, it's
How
kind
you
of like
spend your whole life already being an adult.
yeah, it's like nah.
You're gonna be like, hey, you know, you want to go out to dinner and do this? Oh, I was thinking I want to go to a rave. No, well, fuck
And
all
I honestly
that.
prefer dating older women. So
Same.
Friendly reminder that Jared Leto has been accused of sexual assault by over a dozen females.
okay,
Yeah.
wow. Now
Fans
he
as
said
young
he-
as 15 years old.
All right, now that's
Nice. How are we?
Put
just
your
hearing about
fucking hand down.
High five.
Oh my god.
How are we just hearing about this in this climate?
I don't know. I know it's weird. Now that's weird. Now that's just bad. Are you gonna?
Yeah.
Can't send girls that.
Is it true
That's fucked
though?
up.
Because like all I've heard about Jared Leto is like when he sent like condoms.
He
Or,
sent like used condoms and dead
Will
rats.
Ferrell to not Will Ferrell.
For-
Will Smith.
Because he was getting into row for the Joker.
Yeah, that was so cringe to me. It's like, all right, you get into the role.
You don't fucking send weird ass shit to people. You
Fucking-
do what Heath Ledger did and take a bunch of drugs.
I think that's what he was trying to do, like get into the Heath Ledger.
Oh, he did it the wrong
wow.
fucking way.
Wow.
More important news: David Harbour has been reported to be the Red Guardian in the new Black Widow movie.
Guardian.
Dumbass.
Red Guardian. Stupids.
You said fucking garden.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah. Don't send big face to
That's
bitch
about
in
to
your
go
house. Don't be a Jared Leto if
Don't be a
those
Jared
accusations are real.
Well, I say we wrap up, guys.
Fuck Jared Leto. His fucking Joker's whack.
Yeah.
That Joker
Well,
was
we'll end
really,
it on that.
really bad.
Batman killed him.
I've taken shits with more emotion than that fucking Joker.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Ah.
I remember first seeing that shit and I was
We're
like,
gonna end it on one of those slaps.
No.
I feel like it's gonna fade out.
Alright,
oh, actually,
we'll
let's all do it
Alright.
on one.
No, yeah, but alright, but before we end,
Two.
hold on. Before we end, quick shout out to Nelson's brother.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
he's been wanting me to do this, but shout out to him. Shout out to
Fucking love David Harbour.
shout out to my
Stranger
boy.
Things season 3 recap.
Oh my god!
Next episode
Shout out to that.
after Gilbert watches it.
The Triantler.
Triantler. Check them
Go
out.
triantler.com.
They got
get
all
some
sorts
shirts,
of good shit.
Get clothes.
Yeah, but,
Watch it, Gilbert, so we can talk about it next episode.
but Ivan, this was
Alright.
for you, baby. But yeah,
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
let's end it on a good laugh.
Let's go on.
One,
2,
two,
2,
3.
Oh, don't post that.
Cut it! Cut it!
We're posting that.
Cut it! Cut the camera!